724. You can borrow an umbrella if you need one. 725. She gave me a lovely watch, but I lost it. 726. This rose does not smell as sweet as the one I bought the other day. 727. The earthquake was the biggest one that we had ever experienced. 728. The new designs are much better than the old ones. 729. The only system which will help you remember what you hear at lectures is that of keeping notes. 730. This year's fashions are quite different from those of last year. 731. Changes have taken place in many areas of national life, especially in those related to housing and employment. 732. His lecture left a deep impression on the minds of those present. 733. We all consider it wrong to cheat in exams. 734. I will see to it that everything is ready for the coming conference. 735. It happened that in August, 1984, my work obliged me to go to Okinawa. 736. She is a lady and expects to be treated as such. 737. Science as such is not primarily interested in the value or worth of things. 738. His point of view is quite different from mine. 739. Take home these paintings of his and tell me what you think of them. 740. I can't stand that nasty attitude of his any longer. 741. It's nice if a child can have a room of his own. 742. This glove is too big and the other is too small. Neither fits me, so they can't be mine. 743. You can't have either of these two books, not this one, nor that one. 744. Study is necessary, and so is practice. The combination will give one the ability to communicate in a foreign language, but either of them alone will result in slow, incorrect speech. 745. You can write to me or come to see me. Either will do. 746. None of these plans ever came anywhere near realization. 747. How much gasoline is left in the tank? None, I'm afraid. 748. There are a dozen of us in the group and each has his own special interest. 749. Both of his parents are coming to Tokyo. 750. Her report covered all of the information that we had to consider. 751. Mr. Rose is a wonderful teacher. All his students love studying with him. 752. The Olympic Games are held every 4 years. 753. I work every other day. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. 754. Any tourist naturally wants to see as much as possible of the country he is visiting. 755. He left the office without saying a word to anyone. 756. How about some more coffee? Yes, please. 757. Some students in this university don't even know how to talk to teachers. 758. Nobody could understand what he was saying. 759. What present shall I take to the party? Anything will do. 760. After a long walk in the fields, I wanted to drink something cold. 761. He is something of a musician. 762. He thinks himself to be somebody, but really he is nobody. 763. There was always something a little sad about her. 764. There's nothing like a long hot bath after a day's climbing. 765. We talked with each other about what we are to do. 766. There are 2 reasons for our decision, and you know one of them. Now I'll tell you the other. 767. I've already had one bad experience buying goods by mail order and I don't want another. 768. 2 of these 3 students can speak English, the other cannot. 769. Only about a half of these students are natives of Tokyo, the others come from the provinces. 770. The students all got off the bus when it reached the park. In the park, some sat on benches and others strolled about. 771. What they say is one thing, what they actually do is another. 772. We had better apologize to her for it in some way or other. 773. Some wise man once said that life consists of one disappointment after another. 774. In another 2 weeks, I will be in San Francisco. 775. Can you bring another dozen cookies for the bake sale? 776. We were given nothing other than dry bread and water for our evening meal. 777. The man I saw was none other than the president himself. 778. Most Japanese people eat rice at least once a day. 779. Most of the great nations of Europe hold first place in some special branch of art or of thought: Italy in painting, Germany in music and philosophy, England in poetry and science. 780. Almost all my records were imported from Germany. 781. Do you think we'll have good weather? I hope so. 782. Frank drives much too fast. Someday he'll have a terrible accident. Oh, I hope not. 783. Is Mary coming today? I suppose not. She is sick. 784. They played games, made good friends, and enjoyed themselves very much. 785. He was patience itself. 786. If you don't believe me, go and see for yourself. 787. How lonely and helpless she must feel left all by herself. 788. Hard work in itself is a rich source of happiness. 789. When I was invited to the party, I was beside myself with pleasure. 790. I burst out laughing in spite of myself. 791. This wide part of the river was a popular stretch for tourist boats, but today the party had it all to themselves. E129. Despite the rumor to the contrary, most of the teachers at that university care about their students' progress. E130. The prices of some vegetables as well as those of some fruits vary with the season. E131. Almost all languages have beautiful names meaning moon and sun. Early peoples often worshipped the moon and sun as gods and made up elaborate stories to explain their daily journeys across the heavens. E132. They tried to communicate with each other to solve their problems. E133. New England, with its abundance of colleges and universities, is a good place to study. E134. For the past 30 years, the Ministry of Education has conducted a survey every 2 years to record the number of foreign students. E135. Almost everybody had a racket in one hand and a ball in the other. E136. Don't start reading a new book before finishing the one you are reading. E137. I'd like to inquire after a friend of mine who was to have arrived this afternoon by ship. E138. He was shocked when he was arrested, because he didn't think he had done anything wrong. E139. I don't know what it is, but there is something mysterious about her. E140. I can't get into my room. I was stupid enough to lock myself out.